Hi, this is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. Well, there was a recent study that just came out that showed that the United States ranks dead last as far as its overall healthcare system is concerned. And part of the reason for it that they were focusing mostly on the cost, and particularly the out-of-pocket cost, and they're substantial. I mean, they really are. It costs an average family about $24,000 a year for health insurance. A single person is going to spend almost 10 grand in health insurance. And on top of that, you're going to get about an extra $1,000 in additional cost that are going to happen because of medical cost. And what are we getting for it is, kind of their overall message. And, it's one of those stupid studies when you really look at it, because they are comparing how much somebody's paying directly for healthcare cost as opposed to the hidden cost over in Europe. When you go to Europe and, they've got a quote-unquote free system, but they're paying substantially more in taxes. Over half their income is going directly into taxes. It's built into the cost of everything. You can't purchase anything. There's no sales tax there. It's already built into the price. So the taxes are hidden. They have really confiscatory income taxes, etc. Plus the corporate taxes are ridiculous. In some places it's up to 90% or more of the costs, the profits of a business. So, don't get all wrapped up around, the overall cost, because you're going to pay for it one way or the other. It's either going to be a direct cost or it's going to be a hidden cost. But the question is, what do you get for it at the end of the day? And over in Europe, they do a pretty good job of taking care of emergency stuff, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. There's no, scary bill surprises when you're part of that socialized system. But when it comes to things like your cancer treatment or getting an MRI, you've got a 6 to 8 month waiting list in order to, things that we do get automatically in the United States. So there's no perfect system to make this whole thing work. But, frankly, our system is broken, but from a different perspective. And this is what they're not talking about. And that is, we have, I think, the best system in the planet as far as emergency medical care. When you've got an acute injury, when you've fallen, when you've been in an auto wreck, when you've got something that needs to be fixed, they are great. The problem is they don't do a very good job of getting you healthy. That's the part where, where Big Pharma comes in. They love to have you part of the medical treadmill to keep you wrapped up in that system. And that's where we're falling down, and that's where it's getting expensive. I mean, we're talking about nearly $1 trillion costs to take care of things like type 2 diabetes, which is a preventable disease, and it can be changed through diet and lifestyle. But we're not doing that, because the system, frankly, is horrible at it. We spent literally $1 trillion on statin drugs, which you would think would have removed the scourge of heart disease in this country. If you buy into the model that, the fat in the blood, high cholesterol levels causes heart disease, you should have seen a major reduction in heart disease, because we've spent $1 trillion on statins, yet it's only getting worse. And frankly, it's because they're pushing the wrong issue. The issue is inflammation, not LDL cholesterol. But because, we've got a drug for one of them, that's what they're pushing. And that's what we're seeing in the healthcare system. We're spending a huge amount of money and the whole system. The reason why it's expensive is because we've got all these non-acute things, chronic diseases, type 2 diabetes and cancers, etc., that are going through the roof, mostly because of our lifestyle and diet. For goodness sakes, take a look at what we've been doing. What have we changed in the last 50, 100 years? And it's because we've started doing ultra-processed food. We've introduced seed oils. We've introduced these grains that have been pulverized. The sugar intake is increased dramatically. All these things, we've made these changes in our diet, and our health is getting worse. Yet nobody is taking a look at the basic stuff, which should be painfully obvious to anybody that's paying attention, but they're not. So what do you do about it? Get out. I mean, if you just switch to a real whole food diet. I mean, I like carnivore because it's just easy to do. But if you just want to, quit eating ultra-processed glop and just stick to single ingredient foods that, you can look at the ingredient label and go, yeah, I recognize everything on there. I've got that in my own kitchen. Then you're okay. But boy, when you start eating stuff and there's a whole bunch of chemicals that you have no idea what in the heck they are, don't eat it. For goodness sakes. This is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. I try to put out a couple messages each week. I will talk to you again soon.